Am I wrong for feeling resentment toward my mentally handicapped sister? I know it sounds awful, but hear me out. My sister is severely autistic. She needs almost constant attention and can't be left alone. She can't speak and can't take care of herself at all. Even though she's only 12, she's extremely destructive and violent, breaking anything she gets her hands on. I hate her. I know it's not right to say, but that's how I feel. I was just 6 years old when she was born, and ever since then, I've never had my parents' attention to myself. It feels like the world revolves around her. At 7, I was moved out of my room into the basement because she needed to be next to my parents. All my toys were destroyed by her, and my parents simply ignored me when I complained. Even when I was 14 and she ruined a laptop my school gave me, I was blamed. On top of all this, I'm expected to take care of her and drop everything for her. I can never make plans with friends because my parents expect me to be there if they need me to take care of her. Even when I somehow get time to myself, I have to leave if they call, or I get punished. Like when I went to see the new Spider-Man movie and was grounded because I turned my phone off in the theater. It feels like I'm nothing more than a slave to them, and anything involving her always overshadows me. Just last week, I was chosen to give a speech at a school event. I was so excited, and my parents promised to be there, but they never showed up and blamed it on my sister. Whenever something like this happens for me, they're too busy with her. I've kept all this in for so long, and it finally spilled out today. While talking about colleges with my father, he joked that I should get a degree that pays well so I can take care of my sister when they're gone. I don't know why, but that caused me to break down. I cried and screamed about how it's always about her, how I'm nothing more than a caretaker to them, and how I'm expected to be her slave for the rest of my life. Since then, I've locked myself in my room, and my parents haven't come to check on me. Am I the bad one here? I'll send an update your way later this week if people are interested. Update. I'm back like I said I would be. My original post got a lot of attention, and since you guys seem interested, here's my update. Well, since that day I made the post, I've been staying with my grandfather. The week's been honestly a huge change for me, for better and for worse, but I'll try to run it down. I started by telling my grandpa the story of why I broke down the way I did, and to be honest, he seemed horrified. No one in my family knew my parents were essentially using me as a free caregiver for my sister. My grandpa told me some things that I don't feel comfortable repeating here, but in essence, my sister is supposed to be getting care from a professional, and my parents were ignoring that. Along with this, I was not supposed to be caring for her at all, as apparently she is a danger to herself and others. With everything else I told him, along with stuff like the movie incident, he was really mad and told me not to contact my parents without him there. He pretty much told me that he would be meeting with my parents beforehand and that he was going to be there when I sat down with them. It didn't end here either. The rest of the week consisted of other family members checking in on me and telling me things my parents hid from me. This included the fact that my parents have been taking money from family to fund a caretaker that doesn't exist. Suffice to say, this week has been rough. But the upside is that even through all this, my extended family has been giving me more love than I've felt in a while. My grandfather spent this last week making up for the time I've lost, encouraging me to spend time with friends and do things I want to do. My aunts and uncles have also been helping me through the week. Well, Saturday night I sat down with my parents to talk. It went badly, to say the least. They came clean to me about everything. They told me things I will not repeat here, but they did not apologize. My parents still claim that I somehow owed my sister my time. My father even said, "You were put here to be her caretaker." I won't lie and say I was composed. After everything I learned, I confronted them on the fact that my sister needed a caretaker, the money my dad was taking from his sister, and a few other things. They denied it or made excuses. And in the end, we ended off in a worse place than before. Today will be my last time talking to them for a while. After talking with my grandfather and uncle last night, I'm not going back. Later today, I'm going there and picking up my stuff and moving in with my grandfather. When I graduate high school, I'm planning on leaving the state to go to school. My aunt has told me that the money she was sending my dad will instead be coming to me from now on. My parents have called me twice since Saturday. Neither of them was to apologize and only asked when I was coming home. I won't be going back to them. Right now, I still feel pretty uneasy about everything, but I feel like that will pass. The rest of my family is showing their support to me, and honestly, it feels great. But in the end, I lost my parents. Through all of this, I've learned something that I wish I had seen earlier. I don't hate my sister. In fact, I love her with all my heart. I should never have projected my hate onto her. That was wrong, and someday I hope to make up for it. But for now, I need to leave. Follow for more stories.